In recent years, a notable demographic shift known as the New Great Migration has emerged, reflecting a modern chapter in the ongoing journey of Black Americans. While historical migrations from rural South to urban North shaped the cultural and economic landscape of the United States, today's movement shows a different trend. Black individuals and families are increasingly leaving traditional strongholds in search of better opportunities. This migration is not just about geography, it signifies changing aspirations and responses to long-standing issues such as systemic racism, economic challenges, and public safety. Many are relocating to southern states where job prospects are more favorable and the cost of living is lower. This new wave is driven by various factors, including seeking improved education for children, affordable housing, and supportive community networks. As they move towards states that promise a better quality of life, they also confront a complex mix of hope and apprehension about adapting to new environments. Understanding this migration's nuances and motivations can shed light on broader social dynamics affecting communities across the nation today, setting the stage for examining specific states experiencing these shifts. To fully understand the new Great Migration, it's essential to place it within the context of past migrations that have significantly shaped the lives of Black Americans. The original Great Migration, which took place between 1916 and 1970, involved millions moving from the rural South to urban centers in the North. They sought refuge from oppressive Jim Crow laws and economic deprivation, aiming for better employment opportunities and quality of life. Cities like Chicago, Detroit, and New York became vibrant hubs of culture and community, marking a transformative period in American history. However, as we reflect on that era, it is crucial to recognize that the push and pull factors driving migration have evolved. Today's movement is influenced by a myriad of contemporary challenges, including gentrification, racial inequality, job scarcity in traditional urban areas, and the rising cost of living in states that were once seen as safe havens. The current migration highlights a shift not only in physical locations, but also in demographics and aspirations. As these new waves of migrants look for stability and progress, they carry with them rich histories and ambitions, building upon the legacy of those who journeyed before them while seeking to create new narratives in different landscapes. Several key factors are driving the new Great Migration, marking a distinct shift in the choices and priorities of Black Americans today. One central motivation is the quest for economic opportunity. Many individuals and families are relocating to regions where job markets are booming, particularly in industries such as technology, healthcare, and skilled trades. Southern states like Texas, Georgia, and North Carolina have become attractive due to their expanding economies and lower unemployment rates. Another significant factor is the rising cost of living in historically prominent cities. As gentrification transforms neighborhoods, longtime residents find themselves priced out of housing markets that were once affordable. This has prompted many to seek more economical living situations elsewhere. Moreover, safety and community resources play crucial roles in this migration. Families often prioritize finding neighborhoods with better schools and lower crime rates for their children. These shifts reflect a broader desire for stability and quality of life, as well as access to supportive community networks. Lastly, ongoing conversations around social justice have sparked a renewed interest in areas perceived as more welcoming or equitable. As people weigh these diverse motivations, they embark on journeys that seek not just physical relocation, but also personal empowerment and communal growth. California, once a beacon of opportunity for Black Americans, has seen a significant decline in its Black population as many seek greener pastures elsewhere. Factors contributing to this migration include the state's exorbitant cost of living, particularly in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, where housing prices have soared, leaving many residents unable to afford basic necessities. The dream of home ownership has become increasingly elusive, pushing families to consider relocating to more affordable regions. Moreover, the experience of gentrification has altered many historically Black neighborhoods, displacing longtime residents and changing the cultural fabric of these communities. As urban landscapes evolve, some individuals find themselves isolated from their roots and community support systems. In addition to economic pressures, concerns about public safety and systemic inequities have prompted many residents to reevaluate their living situations. Families are prioritizing locations that offer safer environments and access to quality education for their children. As Black Americans leave California for states with lower living costs and more favorable job markets, they carry with them rich histories and cultural legacies. This transition not only impacts California, but also reshapes the communities they join, creating new dynamics in the places they move to. New York, a historical hub for Black culture and opportunity, is witnessing a significant outflow of its Black population as residents seek better prospects elsewhere. Rising living costs, particularly in New York City, have made it increasingly difficult for families to sustain themselves. The exorbitant rents and cost of everyday necessities have driven many to search for more affordable housing options in states where they can find both financial relief and an improved standard of living. Furthermore, the ongoing impacts of gentrification have altered neighborhoods that were once vibrant centers for Black communities. Long-standing residents are being pushed out as new developments cater to wealthier populations, leading to a loss of cultural heritage and community ties. Many individuals feel disconnected from their roots as they navigate these rapid changes. Concerns over crime rates, along with the pursuit of safer neighborhoods, also play a role in this migration pattern. Families increasingly prioritize environments that offer not just affordable living, but also access to quality education and community resources for their children. As Black Americans leave New York for destinations with more favorable conditions, they carry rich histories and experiences that will inevitably influence the communities they join in new regions. Illinois, and particularly Chicago, has seen a significant decline in its Black population as many residents move away in search of better opportunities. Factors contributing to this migration include high levels of violence, economic instability, and a lack of job prospects. While Chicago historically served as a vital center for Black culture and community, persistent issues related to crime have made some neighborhoods less appealing, leading families to prioritize safety for themselves and their children. Additionally, economic inequality continues to plague the city, disproportionately affecting Black residents who often face barriers in accessing quality education and well-paying jobs. The pursuit of better educational opportunities and employment options is prompting many to relocate to states where they feel their contributions will be valued and rewarded. As individuals and families leave Illinois, they often seek regions that offer greater stability and a supportive community environment. This transition not only impacts their own lives, but also influences the cultural landscapes of the places they move to, as they bring with them unique experiences and traditions. The shift from Illinois highlights the ongoing search for equitable living conditions and underscores the broader narrative of the new Great Migration. Michigan, particularly Detroit, has become a focal point for the outflow of Black residents seeking better opportunities. The city, once a thriving industrial hub, has faced significant economic challenges in recent years, leading to job losses and declining living conditions. Many Black families are leaving Michigan in search of more stable employment prospects and affordable housing in southern states where economies are growing. The impact of systemic issues such as urban decay and rising crime rates has also made certain neighborhoods less desirable. As families prioritize safety and access to quality education for their children, they find themselves drawn to regions that promise a better quality of life. This shift is not merely about relocating, it reflects a deeper quest for community cohesion and supportive social networks that foster personal and professional growth. Furthermore, the historical significance of Michigan within the Black community cannot be overlooked. It was a destination during the original Great Migration, and now its transformation raises questions about the future of cultural heritage as residents seek new beginnings elsewhere. As Black Americans leave Michigan, they carry with them rich histories and experiences that will undoubtedly influence the communities they move to, reshaping cultural landscapes across the nation. New Jersey, while often considered a progressive and diverse state, has also experienced an outflow of its black population as families seek better opportunities elsewhere. One of the primary factors driving this migration is the high cost of living, particularly in cities like Newark and Camden, where housing prices and taxes have made it increasingly difficult for many to thrive economically. Compounding these economic pressures are challenges related to public safety and a desire for educational quality. Many families are leaving New Jersey in search of regions that offer more affordable housing mixed with safer neighborhoods and access to better schools for their children. This quest for stability often leads them to southern states, where they believe they will find supportive communities and a greater chance for financial mobility. The history of black communities in New Jersey is rich, with many areas holding cultural significance from the Harlem Renaissance to the Civil Rights Movement. As residents leave, there's a palpable sense of loss, not just for their immediate family networks, but also for the cultural continuity that defined these communities. The migration from New Jersey is part of the broader New Great Migration narrative, illustrating the ongoing search for equitable living conditions and the persistence of hope among those seeking new beginnings. Ohio has also become a significant point of departure for black residents as they seek better opportunities and quality of life elsewhere. The state's urban centers, particularly Cleveland and Cincinnati, have faced economic decline, leading to job losses in manufacturing and other key sectors that once provided stable employment for many. The lack of viable job prospects is a strong motivator for families to look towards southern states, where economies are rebounding and new industries are emerging. In addition to economic constraints, systemic issues such as crime and education inequities have further driven this migration. Many families prioritize safe neighborhoods with access to quality schools, seeking environments where their children can thrive both academically and socially. As urban neighborhoods experience increased rates of violence, the desire for security has become paramount. The historical context of Ohio's black community cannot be overlooked. It has been an integral part of the African American narrative for generations. As individuals leave Ohio, they not only carry their aspirations for better living conditions, but also the rich cultural legacy that has defined their identities. This shift underscores the ongoing narrative of the New Great Migration, as people venture forth in pursuit of stability while navigating the complexities of leaving behind cherished communities. Pennsylvania has become another state witnessing a decline in its black population as families seek out better living conditions and opportunities elsewhere. Cities like Philadelphia, despite their rich African American heritage, are grappling with significant challenges, including high rates of poverty, crime, and limited access to quality education. Many residents are finding it increasingly difficult to navigate these systemic issues, prompting them to look for more favorable environments. The rising cost of living adds further pressure on families as they often find themselves in neighborhoods that no longer meet their needs for safety and community support. Rather than settling for a life marked by economic hardship and insecurity, many are relocating to southern states, where affordable housing and burgeoning job markets present appealing alternatives. The historical context of Pennsylvania as a crucial stop on the Underground Railroad and a center for civil rights activism makes this migration noteworthy. As Black Americans leave Pennsylvania, they take with them not just personal aspirations, but also the rich cultural legacies that have defined their existence in the state. This movement underscores the complexities of seeking stability while adapting to new communities, contributing to the ongoing narrative of the New Great Migration. Louisiana, with its rich cultural heritage and historical significance, has become a notable point of departure for many Black residents seeking better opportunities. The effects of recent natural disasters, particularly Hurricane Katrina, have left lasting scars on communities, exacerbating challenges such as poverty, inadequate housing, and limited employment prospects. As families continue to face economic instability in the aftermath of these events, many are choosing to relocate to southern states, perceived as having stronger job markets and more affordable living conditions. Additionally, Systemic issues like racial inequality and crime have contributed to a climate where safety is a paramount concern for families. The desire for neighborhoods that offer both security and access to quality education is driving many to leave Louisiana in search of environments where their children can thrive. The migration from Louisiana also raises important questions about cultural preservation. As individuals and families depart, they carry not only their hopes for a better future, but also the vibrant traditions and legacies that define Louisiana's Black community. This movement highlights the ongoing themes of the New Great Migration, illustrating the complexities involved in seeking stability while adapting to new settings that will shape their futures and those of generations to come. Texas, often viewed as a land of opportunity, is witnessing a significant trend of Black residents seeking to leave the state in search of better living conditions and opportunities. While cities like Houston and Dallas boast burgeoning economies and diverse job markets, challenges such as rising costs of living, gentrification, and systemic inequalities continue to drive families away. High housing prices in urban centers are making it increasingly difficult for many to afford suitable accommodations. Moreover, concerns about public safety and education quality are pushing families to consider relocation to areas that promise a more stable environment for their children. Many are drawn to southern states, where they perceive greater community support and equitable access to resources. This movement reflects not only economic motivations, but also a deep-seated desire for security and personal empowerment. Texas has a rich history within the African American community, from its role in shaping civil rights movements to the cultural contributions of its Black residents. As individuals migrate for better prospects, they carry forward this legacy while also grappling with the implications of leaving behind their roots. The migration from Texas highlights the complexities of navigating opportunities amidst changing social landscapes, contributing to the broader narrative of the New Great Migration. Georgia has become a key state in the New Great Migration, with many Black residents leaving in search of better opportunities and living conditions. Despite Atlanta's reputation as a hub for Black culture and enterprise, rising living costs and gentrification have made it increasingly challenging for families to afford housing. As neighborhoods transform, longtime residents find themselves displaced, prompting many to seek more affordable alternatives elsewhere. In addition to economic factors, concerns over crime and inadequate public services are pushing families to consider relocation. The desire for safer communities that provide access to quality education has led many to look beyond Georgia's borders, favoring southern states where they believe they can find both stability and supportive environments for their children. This migration trend is notable given Georgia's historical significance in the civil rights movement and its vibrant African American heritage. As families depart, they leave behind not only physical spaces but also rich cultural histories that have shaped their identities. The movement illustrates the complexities of the New Great Migration, where individuals navigate systemic barriers while striving for a better future and seeking to carry forward their cultural legacies in new communities. The consequences of the New Great Migration are significant for both the states losing Black residents and those gaining them. As families depart from their traditional strongholds, states like California, New York, and Illinois experience not only demographic shifts but also economic repercussions. Local businesses that once thrived on the patronage of these communities may face decline, altering the fabric of neighborhoods and impacting local economies. Conversely, states receiving these migrants often witness cultural diversification and economic revitalization. Newcomers bring their skills, traditions, and cultural richness, enriching the communities they join. However, this influx can also lead to tensions as newcomers seek affordable housing and stable jobs in areas already facing their own challenges. Moreover, the departure from long-established communities raises concerns about cultural preservation. The identities and histories tied to specific regions can diminish when families relocate, leading to a loss of cultural continuity.
The stories, traditions, and contributions of these communities may fade if younger generations do not maintain connections to their roots. Overall, the new Great Migration underscores a complex interplay between opportunity-seeking aspirations and the broader social dynamics at play in both departing and receiving states, shaping the cultural landscape of the nation as it evolves. As the new Great Migration continues to unfold, it is essential to recognize its implications for both the individuals making the journey and the communities they leave behind. The quest for better living conditions, economic opportunity, and safer environments drives Black Americans towards southern states, where they hope to find a more promising future. However, this migration is not without its complexities. Those leaving may experience a disconnection from their cultural roots and a loss of community ties, significantly impacting the cultural landscape of their home states. Receiving states, on the other hand, gain the benefit of increased cultural diversity and economic revitalization as new residents bring their skills and traditions. Yet these regions must also address the challenges that come with an influx of newcomers, such as housing shortages and resource allocation, while ensuring that long-standing residents feel valued and included. Looking ahead, it is crucial for policymakers and community leaders to foster environments that promote inclusivity and equity for all. By understanding and addressing the factors driving this migration, communities can create supportive networks that strengthen cultural ties while celebrating diversity. Ultimately, the narrative of the new Great Migration highlights not only the pursuit of individual aspirations but also the ongoing evolution of American society as a whole.